Hey everybody, Brandon Boyd with The Brandon Boyd Show. Thank you so much for watching and joining me for another edition of the Weekly Pointers News Update, where I update you on everything related to credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, and everything in between. It's simple to follow along. The topics are on the screen. There's a timer down below. Also, check the links down in the description along with the timestamps if you want to jump ahead or jump back to any stories. We've got a lot of very interesting stuff to cover this week, okay? The Spirit and Frontier Airline merger may not be happening. Southwest flight credits get a big change. And would you pay $200 for a poolside chair at a resort? That and a lot more. We've got a lot of stories to cover, okay? But before we get started, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video if you find it entertaining or helpful, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notifications for alerts. And keep in mind, if you are interested in any credit cards mentioned in today's video, or any credit card for that matter, make sure you use the referral link down in the description below. By applying through that link, that does help support the channel, and we greatly appreciate all of your support so far. There is so much to get to this week, okay? A lot of very interesting stories and some thought-provoking stories that I really need your opinion on, because we need to know what people actually think out there. So leave your comments down below on your favorite story. With that said, we've got a lot to do today. Let's go. Spirit Airlines has ended their merger deal with Frontier Airlines. Basically, there's not enough support from shareholders to hold a vote and actually make this happen. It's really interesting too, because JetBlue has been encouraging Spirit Airlines shareholders not to merge with Frontier. Now, why would they be doing that? I'll tell you why. It's because JetBlue wanted to purchase Spirit Airlines, and they did just that this week to the tune of $3.8 billion, making it the 5th largest carrier in the United States. I'm not a big fan of mergers like this. I think it's healthy to have more competition, more brands, more companies out there, because hopefully that's going to help drive down prices, and anything to drive down prices in today's market is a good thing. This is a really big story, one that I'm really excited about, and that is that Southwest Airlines flight credits no longer expire. Any credits that haven't expired as of July 28, 2022 are no longer going to expire. And this is great because we've talked about Southwest adding larger overhead bin space, putting power in the seats as well so you can plug in your devices, enhancing the Wi-Fi. This is just another way to be more customer-centric and customer-friendly by not having the credits expire. If you do have flight credits right now, you will see a small change in the interim. Basically, what's going to happen is they're going to move the expiration date from whatever it was before to December 31st, 2040, as just a placeholder. So if you see that, don't freak out. It's just a placeholder. Eventually, they're going to wipe all of those out. Now, in terms of the flight credits as well, flight credits issued on non-refundable flights canceled at least 10 minutes before departure have no change fees, no cancellation fees. Just make sure you cancel at least 10 minutes before, and of course, you get your 2 free check bags as well. If you do get a Wanna Getaway Plus, anytime, or business flight, you can transfer to someone if that person also has a Rapid Rewards account. So again, customer-centric, customer-friendly. I'm a fan of this. Good job, Southwest. Sticking with more airport news, if you're familiar with Clear, which you should be, if you check the description down below, you'll find my video comparing TSA PreCheck and Clear. Clear is offering a $75 Uber credit when you sign up for a membership. Now, membership's $189, and there are various ways to get discounts. You can do this through cards. Your American Express Platinum, Business Platinum cover the cost every single year. The American Express Green Card gives you a $100 credit towards Clear. Military, student, local, federal, and state government employees also get a discount on Clear as well. But when you sign up, you will get a $75 Uber credit. Now, this promo ran earlier, but now they've brought it back. It was a pretty popular promotion. So if you'd thought about getting Clear before, and especially if you get it for free, now you get basically $75 in Uber cash. Not a bad deal. TSA is making it even faster to get through the security screening process by no longer requiring a boarding pass at many airports all over the country. So the TSA is rolling out a new technology called Credential Authentication Technology, or CAT. And basically this automatically matches travelers' ID with the manifest. So it's exactly what it sounds like. It breaks down to this. So whenever you go through the TSA security checkpoint, instead of giving both your driver's license or passport and a boarding pass, all you'll have to do is produce that identification. They'll be able to scan that, and that will connect to the manifest associated with the flight that you're going on. These scanners are right now deployed to 176 airports within the US, 90 of which are now updated and ready to scan. So let me know if you've seen these in action already as you've been traveling. Now, we travel pretty frequently. We go through TSA PreCheck and Clear, so our line's pretty short anyway. But let me know if you've seen this in action, and do you think it's actually helped in speeding up the process? When you take away the need for people to show one additional piece of documentation for every person that's in line going through security, I think that's a good thing. Let me know if you have any experience with this down in the comments below. The Fed has hiked the interest rate 3/4 of a point to help combat out of control inflation, and this feels like a broken record, right? We've talked about this a lot on the channel. The interest rates are rising. That means things like auto loans, credit cards, mortgages are going to have a higher interest rate associated with them. That's a little bit of a bummer, but the Fed is basically trying to get inflation under control, and we've seen record-breaking inflation. So they're trying to do something here. They have indicated that they may continue the increases through the year. We'll have to see how frequently they do that. But they did also say that they're going to have to stop at some point and evaluate to see how all these interest rate hikes are shaping the economy, to see if things are getting better. At some point they have to stop and evaluate. Hopefully that's sooner rather than later, and hopefully it works, all right? A lot of people are feeling the pain at the pump, the grocery store, and everything in between. It's a little bit of a struggle for everybody right now. Let me know how this interest rate hike impacts you, all right? Are you in the market for a home or a car or anything like that? Is this making you rethink the loans that you're considering getting for these? As a licensed realtor in Kentucky, I can tell you the feedback that I'm getting. A lot of people are kind of holding off on getting a home because the interest rates have risen so quickly. But let me know what it's done in your personal situation. Okay, if you've watched the Weekly Pointers news update, you know that I like to talk about thought-provoking stories or scenarios, and I really want to get your input on these. This week I actually have two that I thought were very interesting. Let's start out by going to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now, there are several restaurants in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina that are having an issue with customers dining and dashing, meaning they're getting their food and then they're leaving before the bill comes, and these restaurants are losing a lot of money. There's a lot of people that go through Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So to combat this, some of the restaurants that have faced this repeatedly are now asking that you leave a form of ID and a credit card with the staff while you are eating. So that's right, they are going to ask for a driver's license and some form of payment. That way, if you try to get up and leave, they will have all of your information there. An alternative to this, because some people were a little bit upset about having to leave ID and credit card with staff members, is some restaurants are allowing you to pay as you go. And this means that you would pay after each item that you order once it comes out. So for example, if you ordered a salad, they would come out and you would put your card in and pay. When your dinner comes out, you would do the same thing. You would pay once that food comes out. Same thing with your cocktails. As you get served cocktails, you would pay each time. You gotta let me know what you think about this. I have some thoughts. I mean, I don't wanna leave my driver's license and a form of payment with a staff member I just met 2 seconds ago, all right? So for me, that is a no-go. That's not gonna happen. And the pay-as-you-go option makes it feel like a very transactional situation, right? You're paying every time you take a breath at the table. They're gonna come with a card reader or something like that. I don't like that either. If this is really that big of a problem, one alternative could be to have one of the staff members up front or hire a completely different staff member just to man the door a la Costco, where they could check that you've paid when you leave. I don't know, but I just think leaving your ID and your credit card is a really bad idea. Let me know what you think about this. One aspect of this that you don't want to leave out is that Visa and MasterCard have some very interesting terms for merchants when requesting ID. First of all, Visa does not permit an ID requirement. A service provider is permitted to ask for an ID, however, they cannot require it as a situation of a Visa card acceptance. Now, there are some circumstances where merchants can reach out to Visa and MasterCard actually, because they have similar language in their terms as well. They can reach out and try to get an exception, but are these places doing it, or are they just doing it as a matter of their own practice? I don't know. There's some really serious implications here. I gotta know what you think. Would you leave your ID and credit card with someone you just met? Let me know down in the comments. Now let's move to the other side of the country and go to Las Vegas, Nevada. And the big question here is, would you pay upwards of $200 for a beach chair at a resort that you've already paid to stay at for the night? Well, that is happening in some resorts in Las Vegas. I'm talking about the Bellagio, Excalibur, Caesar's Palace. At the Bellagio, they are charging $200 per person for a chaise lounger by the pool. These are not cabana situations or anything like that. These are just your typical chairs around the pool. They're charging $200 per person. Next, Excalibur is charging $125 for a pair of chairs. So look, you get two for the price of one. But should there be a price anyway? And Caesars is charging $200 for Neptune Deluxe chairs. At the end of all this, I want to know, do you think this is a good idea? Because basically they're trying to combat what people are doing right now, which is early in the morning, they'll go down, they'll put their towels, they'll put their bags and stuff like that on a chair early in the morning next to the pool, and they'll take up all the pool chairs, and people just sit there and leave their stuff all day. So what they're saying is basically, hey, if you really want that chair, you need to pay for it. So you have some skin in the game when it comes to that chair, and you're not just taking up the space just for the sake of taking up space. At some point, it just feels like you're getting nickel and dime to death, all right? Because there's 3 different taxes, there's a resort fee, there's a parking fee, and now there's going to be a poolside chair fee. So let me know what you think about this. Would you pay for chairs by the pool? And don't think for a second that other places aren't taking notice to see how this plays out for places like the Bellagio. You think someplace in LA or someplace in Florida is not keeping an eye on what's going on in these resorts right now? They are. If they can get more money out of you, they will do it. So this not only has implications for Las Vegas, this has implications for places all over the country. Are you seeing this in any places you visited across the country? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're familiar with the Weekly Pointers news update, you know I like to end the show on a good food deal, and this week is no exception. We're going to a new place this time. We're going to A&W, as they are giving away free root beer floats. All you have to do is sign up for the A&W Mug Club at rootbeerfloatday.com to snag a coupon for a free root beer float. So these are redeemable any day through August 6th, and August 6th is National Root Beer Float Day. I had no idea there was such thing, but it feels like there's a day for everything. No purchase is necessary. However, A&W suggests making a donation to disabled American veterans. So a pretty cool deal from A&W. I had no idea there was a National Root Beer Float Day. To be honest with you, I don't like root beer that much. Maybe I'm the only one. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. All right, that was a fun show. I really enjoyed putting this one together, as I do every Sunday. I love putting these together. I want to know your thoughts on the stories mentioned today, especially the stories coming out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Las Vegas, Nevada. Very thought-provoking stories, to say the least. But let me know your comments on anything mentioned in today's video, keeping in mind that we have a lot of new people in points and miles that watch this channel, so any tidbits of information you could leave on your personal experience will help somebody out. And remember, if you are interested in any credit cards mentioned in today's video, or any credit card for that matter, make sure you apply using the referral link down in the description below. That greatly helps support the channel, and I appreciate all of your efforts in doing that so far. If you found this video helpful or mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications for alerts, and when you click on the Brandon Boyd Show, click, 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 you're going to get the latest information on credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, A&W root beer floats, and everything in between. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. We'll see you soon.